G'day guys, Greg here. Well, today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious butter chicken, one of India's favourite dishes. Now it does require quite a lot of ingredients, but I tell you what, if you've got them all, it is super easy to make. So, let me show you how to make it.
This is Greg's Kitchen.
Well, here's all the ingredients you're going to need to make my butter chicken. I'll leave a list down below in the show more bar. But of course I'll be saying it along the way as well, so let's get into it. Now butter chicken requires you to marinate your chicken for a few hours. It's optional, but I do it. So into a bowl, I'm just going to add a spoon of yogurt. This is Greek yogurt with some garlic, ginger, some chilli powder, a little garam masala and a bit of lemon juice. Now as far as measurements go for this, don't worry too much about it, just mix some together, but not too much of anything. And then to that I just add my diced up chicken, which was about a breast's worth, a really large breast or a couple of small breasts. And I'm just going to mix this together. And now I'm just going to cover this and I'm going to put this in the fridge for a couple of hours just to marinate. Now you don't have to marinate the chicken, but it gives it that authentic flavour, which is what you're after, so make sure you do it. In the meantime, there's only two other things we need to cut up, onion and tomato. So let's start doing that. So I'm just going to dice up half an onion. Doesn't have to be pretty. Now we need to make up our tomato puree. So we need about 2.5 cups worth or 600 mils. So I've got a food processor, which I'm going to process these tomatoes in to make mine up. Or you can just use a tin of tinned tomatoes if you really wanted to. Alright, so this chicken's been marinating for a couple of hours, so now I'm just going to heat up my frying pan. Heat up my frying pan and we're just going to cook this chicken. Alright, now once that chicken's cooked, we're just going to put it in a bowl and just put it aside for the moment. So now I'm going to cut my butter up. I'm using 125 grams worth, which sounds like a lot because it is. So I'll add a bit to my frying pan, melt that down, and I'm going to add the onions. So we'll just fry these onions for a few minutes until they get nice and soft. And once those are nicely brown, I'm going to add my tomato puree and the rest of my butter. A tablespoon of garlic, a tablespoon of ginger, half a teaspoon of cardamon, half a teaspoon of chilli powder. Now you don't want to use any more than that because this stuff is really hot and it'll probably end up overpowering the whole dish. I'm using 1/4 teaspoon of fenugreek, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, throw in 4 cloves, just 2 spoons of sugar, bay leaf, some salt, and of course some pepper. And now we just all mix this through. Now you can mix that all together first in a bowl separately if you want, but I didn't. So I'll just turn the heat down a little bit and I'll just let this simmer and reduce down for about 15 minutes. Right, well it's been about 15 minutes and I've reduced this down to where I can just move it and the bottom of the pan stays dry for a bit. So that's a good indication. So now I'm just going to remove these cloves and I'll also remove the bay leaf. And now I'm just going to add my cooked chicken back into there. I'm going to add, depends how much you're making, maybe half a cup to a cup of cream. We'll mix that through. So I'll just bring that up to heat and that's pretty much the butter chicken done. Alrighty, well here's the finished product. So I'll just put some in a bowl here. Now you'd serve this normally with rice. I'll add a few sprigs of coriander and now I reckon it's time for the old
taste test.
Okay, well there's that butter chicken I just whipped up. I tell you what, it smells like the real deal and I can't wait to tuck on in, so let's give it a go. Oh man, that is sensational. The cloves and the cinnamon sort of give it a little sweeter sort of flavour. So if you like sweeter curries, this one's a cracker. That's some good curry, man. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that buttered chicken. It's a really nice recipe. It's not too hot, it's a little bit sweeter, but it's just a nice comforting food, that's for sure. If you do give it a go, let me know how yours turns out. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time right here on Greg's Kitchen.
Oh yeah, this is Greg's Kitchen. Today I made you
Some authentic Indian butter chicken. Rich, thick, creamy, and
delicious. Marinade.